Hi everyone, hi friends. Welcome back to Shiko Hope TV USA. My name is Shiko Hope, and this is where we give you hope. We tell you never give up, never lose hope, and always keep hope alive. Before we continue, guys, I have a surprise in the house. I told you every time I get a guest, I have to bring one here. So far, we have looked at the ways to move to different countries or continents or wherever abroad. And today we have someone from Australia. So, guys, allow me to bring him up so he can share with us his experience on how he went to Australia. And before I bring him up, subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up. And here is my guest.
Whoa,
Hi, hi.
whoa. All the way from Australia.
I can imagine how many miles.
Wow, wow, thousands and thousands of miles.
I know. Can you tell us their name?
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you so much, Shiko, for hosting me in your channel. My name is Sami Kamau. But as you can see from my screen, my screen name is Real Life Abroad. Yeah.
Right now you are in Australia.
Exactly. I'm in a place called Sydney, Australia, in a small suburb called Fairfield. Fairfield is a suburb in Sydney, Australia.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we came from the same continent, Africa, but
Exactly.
we are in two different continents.
Yeah, I can see it. And you
Yes,
can
and we can tell our people that right now we are doing this video. My time is 2 a.m. So it's night here. What is the time over there?
my time on the clock is 16:55 or 4 p.m. and 55 minutes. I mean 55 minutes past 4 p.m.
Yes.
And it's on a Thursday. I understand that
I'm
you
still on Wednesday.
are you still on Wednesday? Oh, you are towards the morning of Thursday, yeah?
Yes. I'm on Thursday night.
Yeah,
Thursday
but
morning. Now it is
yeah,
Thursday morning.
yeah.
And you are Thursday
Um,
afternoon.
evening, yeah.
And I understand in Kenya right now, it can be like 2, right?
No, it's about 10 or 11 a.m.
Real? Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Yes,
yeah.
yes,
I had
yes, yes, yes.
I mean 7 to 8 hours different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So all these are God's doings.
This is what the technology is doing to the world, and
Mm.
if you haven't embraced the technology, you're gonna do something. From whatever you do in your job, in your career, just try to embrace technology, and you see, magnificent thing happening in your life.
Yes, yes. So now today's topic is you to tell us how to come to Australia. And before you tell us how to come, can you tell us how did you go to Australia?
Thank you so much. I did come to Australia back in the year 2016, towards the end of 2016, November. That's when I landed in Australia, and I came to Australia through a student visa. I came to study, so I'm still studying here and there. And as you know, most people, you keep on doing different courses at different times, so you can keep on extending your visa, and until that period of time that you end up maybe becoming a resident of that country or a citizen of that country. So through the same, I came to Australia on a student visa. Then it's been 5 years now. I'm still in Australia. Yeah, so there are different ways people do come to Australia. There are those people who come to Australia on a student visa, and there are those who come to Australia on a skilled visa. And at the same time, there are those people who come to Australia as a tourist, or something like seminar. So there are different ways people can come to Australia.
Yeah, and can you tell us you came to Australia to do your degree Or which bachelor's, master's?
No, I started with the diploma.
Mm-hmm.
You can start all the way from certificate, depending
Mm.
you want, or the level of your studies back in Kenya. You
Wow.
can from where you want to start, and it's cheap, or it was cheap for me to start from diploma level, and now going up slowly by slowly. So I came to study, and the course that I was doing at the moment when I came, it was leadership and management. But along the way, I keep on changing from here and there, and at the moment I'm doing nursing.
What?
But I'm still studying, like that's all you're looking for. I mean, you have to grow, you have to do something that is quite marketable, because you
Mm.
understand that when you go to those countries, or to these countries, let me say these countries, because you understand, from your end and from my end, is that those courses that are into healthcare, they are really in demand, and people, you'll never lack job when you study those courses. So that's why I decided to jump into nursing.
Wow, wow, wow. I can imagine you changing from leadership and management to nursing.
Of course, people do change. Actually, people do browse a lot of courses. There are so many things that you can do when you're in a student visa, or when you go to these countries. Let me use this. Let me use that term. These countries, because when you say these countries, I'm meaning your country and my country. So there are a lot of things that you can do when you reach here. You can browse. You can explore a lot of things, different courses at different times. And at the end of the day, all you're looking for is to build your future. And at the same time, you're looking for something that you'll never lack job, something that is marketable either here or different countries, or even if you decide to go back to your country, it is something that you'll never lack job.
Yeah, when I was back home, I used to hear that to get a chance or to get an opportunity to go to Australia, it was very hard. Is that true?
Of course, I would say it was very, very hard. And mostly, I think it's because not so many people know about Australia. And even myself, I came to know about Australia from a friend who came to Australia by then. I mean, back then, and he kind of opened our minds, and he started showing us, okay, it's possible, and people are coming to Australia. So that's when I started my journey to Australia. And arriving here, I realized there are so many Kenyans here, and there are so many people who came during that time, because it was kind of easier compared to at the moment how hard it is to come to Australia. So I think back then it was somehow easy, not very hard, I would say so. But at the moment, it's so hard. But then either during back then or now, you still have to use a lot of money.
Yeah, but it is possible. People are still coming. Even if it is hard, people are still coming, right?
That's one thing that I always tell people. Wherever you dream of, it is possible. Regardless of like others are not able to do so, regardless there is someone who is telling you it's not possible, as long as there is that one person who have achieved it, even you can achieve it. So regardless of how hard it is, people are still coming to Australia.
Yeah, so you can simply say inawezekana.
Kabisa, inawezekana.
Now, can you tell us? Now, there is someone who is watching us right now,
Yeah.
and he has been willing to come to Australia. Can you take us the steps to apply for to come there as a student?
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you about the student, because that's where I understand better, more
Mhm.
than student visa, because there are people, as I said, there are people who come to Australia through student visa, and there are those who come on a skilled visa. I mean, they specifically come to work, but because I didn't come to work, so I may not understand that visa very well. Although I've
Mhm.
been in touch with a group of people who came direct to work, and they kind of explain. But anyway, the process is all about having that mind of going to Australia, or having that expression of going to Australia, and then either you decide to use an agent or you decide to do it yourself. The process starts by applying the passport if you don't have one, and then identifying the course that you want to do, identifying the school that you want to study in, or the school that is offering that course, and then approaching the school, applying the school, telling them, okay, I want to come to Australia to study this course. And then if the school see it worth for you to, to join their school, they will give you an offer letter. After you get the offer letter, you pay the school fees, you pay the first amount of, the initial payment while you're still in Kenya. And then when you pay, they will give you another letter called, it's called COE, confirmation of enrollment. You have already paid and now it's confirmed. And now with this letter, you approach the immigration department and you tell them, okay, I have got the letter from this school and now I want to use this letter to come to Australia. So basically you're coming to Australia to study.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, can you be denied a visa?
Of course, it has happened, not once, not twice. So many people. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm laughing, but I just wanted to answer that question. It happens. People do get visa denial, depending on circumstances, depending on the paperwork that you have provided. This government, they do screen you a lot. Australian visa, it's done electronically. Therefore, you don't have to present yourself somewhere. You just have to do everything online. So depending on the type of documents or the documents that you provide to the Department of Immigration and the screening period or the screening process, they will be able to determine either to give you a visa or not, or depending with the information that you have given. Even if you provide the document, you still have to give another story. You have to tell them who you are and what you are doing, and why Australia, why not any other country. What are we expecting when you come to Australia? Depending on how you give yourself, like you have to sell yourself and you have to show them, I have a right mind and all I'm looking for is to study and go back home. So depending on how you give yourself, that's how they decide either to give you or not. Some people have been denied their visa, but most of them have been given their visa. So we can't say that it's a 50-50 thing. When you apply, you are not sure that you get the visa, but in most cases people do get their visa.
Do they check a bank statement?
Yes, they do. They do check the bank statement because they want to make sure that you are able to take care of yourself, or the family or whoever is taking care of your school fees is able to take care of you during the study period. Either you get the 3 years or 4 years visa, they want to know that this person is able to take care of themselves during the whole of 4 years period, because they don't have that thing in mind that you're coming to work in Australia so you can be able to raise your school fees.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Yeah. Can I be given student visa? Maybe I come with my family?
Of course, yeah, you can decide to bring whoever you want to bring as long as you've been given the visa, but you have to apply, or you have to include them in your visa process, or you have to include them in your visa application process. So you have to, okay, you want to bring your husband, you want to bring your children, you have to include all of them. So they, at the end of the day, they will decide. So what most people do, they'll come alone, they will declare them, they will not apply anything for them, but when they arrive here and they settle, and then they go ahead and apply the visas for their children and for their wife, or whoever next of kin.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
I understand. You came single, right?
Yeah, I came single.
So it was so easy for you to come single.
Yeah, it's easy to come single because the more you have attachment, the more the more money you spend.
Sure,
and if you have money, then single becomes an option. So I came single because by then, and then personally I wasn't married to my my current wife, or my wife at the moment, so we were not married by then. So that's why I came single. But along the way, I still had that dream of, we joining again together, and,
So yeah. You left her as a girlfriend or as a fiancée?
I can't even say what we were. We were just there. We were just dating. We were okay. We were in friend. I mean, we were friends and we were in love. But I think coming from that, that, I don't know, you can call it ghetto or from village things. You don't have that thing of fiancé or whatever. We were just we were just girlfriend and boyfriend, and that's it. And we were just in love. And all we knew is that one day, one time, we're gonna get married.
Okay, you came in 2016 towards the end, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At what point did you decide, let me go, let me get a wife?
Okay, when I came to Australia in 2016 November, when I arrived, actually, it was part of my expectation that I'll be having other young boys. I didn't know that even young girls are coming to Australia and they're able to take care of themselves. So when I arrived here, I was like, oh, this is happening. Young girls here, I really admire. And I didn't want to break that promise that I had promised my girlfriend back in Kenya. So I felt, okay, along the way, if God wishes, I'll work it out, or we will work it out and see how my girlfriend will join me here. So during the whole of that year, from now January 2017, I started, slowly by slowly, putting the mind in her. You know what? One day, one time, I want you to come to Australia, and telling her from her end. She started kind of, preparing herself, applying for passport, sorting some documents here and there, and that's how it went. So by actually it was September. That's when she came to Australia, but the process kind of started around June. Yeah.
Can you take us through that? Because now you are telling her, get a passport, you're coming to join me, and she's not your wife yet.
Wow, it was a hard moment because we hadn't declared ourselves to our parents. Although when they were escorting me at the airport at JK, my family saw her hugging me, and we kind of and now you are parting from each other. So my family, they saw her from a distance. So when I arrived here, I could send my mom, and I could make her meet my mom once, at some point, and then along the way she started, I connected her with my brother. She went and started working for my brother. My brother was he sells special, he got a shop, a spare shop. So he was kind of looking for ladies who can work for him. So I kind of connected the lady. So, but I didn't tell them at the big my fiancé. So when she went there, started working, and my brother, oh, this guy is so good, here and there. And that's when I started telling, gradually I started making them understand, now this is my person. And actually they were so happy because they had that fear. Oh, I don't know if our son will go to Australia and get married to a Mzungu, to a white person. They are good, but they had that strong ties. They want me to go back to Kenya and get married from there. So that's how I prepared her and kind of, get her to know my people, get her to understand our culture, values, and everything. And at the same time, our people get to learn or to know about her. So that's how I started preparing her. And along the way, I started, telling them, you know what, I want her to join me here. I want her to join me here when the right time comes. So that's how I started preparing them slowly by slowly. And then at the end of the day, they bought into it.
Okay, now
Yeah.
you have not prepared your family. This is my wife to be.
Yeah.
What about the Australian government? How did you convince them that now I am married? This is my wife. And
No.
at what point did you guys got married?
This is what happened. Huh? She didn't come on a partner visa or spouse visa. We didn't use with that because she was, she also wanted to continue with her studies. So I had to come on a student visa. So when of course, I hosted her, supported her here and there. She studied, she continued with her studies, and then at some point we felt, okay, we need now to make this thing clear. We want to make this, this clear, and now we told the parent, okay, we want to come back to Kenya and declare it. Now she's my wife. I want to keep her as my wife.
So you are her host.
Yeah, I hosted her, and and we say, actually, what happens here? When I arrived in Australia, we kind of came together with a group of boys and rented a house, so we could host our friends from back in Kenya, and they could come and we host them. We give them a room, place to stay for a period of time, and then they catch up and they start paying the rent. So that's how we were doing it. So the same thing happened to her. So when she came, she fell into my arms, and by then I had my own room, so we stayed together.
That one is interesting. I can imagine you are hosting your your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Were you really a host? Were you a genuine host?
I was a genuine host because at the end of the day, she was my girlfriend, and we were, even though we were not married, but we were decided that what, you are mine and I'm yours. We were decided. We were fully much decided. So the only problem, and I think this one we'll talk about it another day, is when I came from Kenya, I was a church guy, and I was a pulpit guy. A pulpit one. I was a praise and worshiper. And you could imagine, a praise and worshiper. And the church that we used to go, actually we came here, a group of boys or a group of people whom we used to be in the same church, we used to serve in the same altar. So when we arrived here, you could see now church is still following the values, like how are you guys living there? They are kind of following here up and down. So I felt like, the church is becoming too much, because the time that I wanted to get married now, the church, the students said, no, we don't want anything, anything to do with you anymore. Because I mean, they could have excommunicated me, the way they just want to kick you out of the way, because, now you have done something that is, not
Against, yeah.
The tradition, yeah.
You can tell them that you are still hosting her. You're just a host.
Oh gosh. We went through a lot during our wedding, because we kind of, we want to convince people we are not married. We are just boyfriend and girlfriend, and that is the culture. Actually, here in Australia, what happens? You can't just go and get married to someone before you prove to the government, or you prove to the, whoever you proving to, that this is my girlfriend. You have to live in that house together. You have to live in the same address for a period of time. You understand? So having that thing, our people couldn't understand. So how am I going to convince the government after that this is my wife, and we haven't lived in the same address for maybe for long together? So we had that thing, and trying to convince them and show them, people, they come from that small village, and trying to tell them what is happening out here. It was hard, very, very, very hard. And actually we went through a lot during our wedding, and but we thank God. It was full of those up and down, because it was, it was to make us very, very strong, and to give us a very, very strong foundation in our marriage.
So you went back to Kenya to do a wedding there?
Yeah, we went back in 2018 December. Our wedding was on it was on 15th December 2018. That's when we went and get married. Actually, everything was prepared while we were still in Australia. They prepared like Russia, everything, the event. We went to get married 1 week before our wedding. So 1 week before, that's when we landed in Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went as a guest and a host, and you came back as husband and wife.
When we landed in Kenya, we had to part ways. You part, you go to your people, and I go to my people, and then during our wedding day, we gotta come for you.
You know what? I'm insisting on the issue of guest and hosts.
Yeah.
Because that's what you are, right?
Yeah.
And you did your wedding on 15th of December.
15th of December 2018, yeah.
Wow, that is my birthday. 15th December, it's my birthday.
Wow.
So guys, you're blessed.
Yeah, so it was 1 year after, it was barely 1 year after Grace landed in Australia. Grace, or my wife, came to Australia in September 2017. So you can see 2017, the whole of 2017, and then 2018, all the way from January to the December, 15, that's when we get married. So 1 year down the line, living in Australia, we went back to Kenya, get married, and then come back now as husband and wife. But still, and a student visa.
You are both students.
We are both students, and now we had to join our visas. So getting that marriage certificate from Kenya, and that kind of, witness thing, we now had to compile our report and show, the government that we are now husband and wife. We have been living here for a period of time in the same address, and now we are husband and wife, and now we, like, you have to declare us, so we can't have two visas. We gotta have one visa.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, can you tell us more about real life abroad?
Okay, real life abroad is a mind that I had all the way from the beginning when I arrived in Australia, because I had so many people, people of my age, my age mate, my whatever. They use, how comes you went to Australia? We used to see you just doing odd jobs here and there, and now you're telling us that you're in Australia. How did that happen? So I wanted a platform where I can explain to people and show them, okay, this is what is happening, and this is how you start your journey to Australia, to Canada. I have some buddies in Canada, UK. So I wanted to show them it is happening, guys. And what is more important is that if you have studied in Kenya, if you have done your master, your degree, your bachelor's, and you can't find a job, there are other countries that you can find a job. It's not just in Kenya, you have to sell your skills, you have to sell yourself. If you want to study, maybe you want to study and you're not sure of the course that you want to study in Kenya, or maybe you are that person that you are eager to explore. Why don't you just either, instead of studying in Kenya, explore and study in US, explore and study in Australia, explore and study in Canada, I wanted a platform where I can try to explain to people what is happening, with the real world. And another thing is that when I came here, the first time when I landed, I had a very, very difficult time trying to make people understand the life that I'm living in Australia, especially my family, my friends. Every now and then they'll call you, even, at night. They just don't care. They'll call you anytime. If you don't pick up their phone, they'll be mad at you. Sometimes they ask for money you don't have. You are not able to keep up with the, with the rate that they're asking you, the money. They just don't care what you're doing, or even maybe you don't have that money. They just don't care. All they want is give us money or give us support, do this. Sometimes they'll be calling you in different events when you're getting heshima here and there, without even your knowledge, and you end up, I wanted a platform where I can make people understand this is the real life. The way you live back in Kenya is the same way I live here. Sometimes I don't have to, I wanted a platform where I can create that, awareness to people. And again, something that I came to realize here in Australia, I don't know if it's happening there in US, people do fall into depression a lot. People have a lot of mental health issues. So I felt like, this is something that we can, create a platform where we can try to address. Maybe sometimes tunacheka, we have humor, we laugh, sometimes we bring jokes, sometimes, we give stories of different people who maybe have gone through the same challenges and situations. Maybe it's gonna help someone. So that's why I created the Real Life Abroad.
Yeah, I have visited your channel, and you have amazing stuff over there.
Wow, thank you so much.
And one thing, because you are doing the videos with your wife.
Yeah.
And you are both young. You are not as old as me. Me, I'm analog.
You are not analog. Now you are digital. Yeah.
For you are both young. You are still on your 20s.
Yeah.
So you are so vibrant. I just love what you are doing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and you know what? My people, can we go to Real Life Abroad and subscribe there and make sure you watch those videos? They are amazing. Amazing. Go there, Real Life Abroad, subscribe, and don't forget to say Shiko Hope from Shiko Hope. Let's go there. This guy has a very nice content.
Thank you so much, Shiko. All welcome.
Yes, and you know what? I forgot to ask you. Yeah. Where do you come from in Kenya? Which part of Kenya?
Oh gosh, I normally don't like to talk about this because I come from a very small village called the Ono.
That's why I said I will ask this question towards the end because this is hilarious.
Yeah, I come from that small village called Dogonoi. It's a very small village. Okay, it's not that small because I'm there. I came from that. I come from that village. It is in the in Nakuru County, within a district called Naivasha. Previously, it was Nakuru district. Now it's Naivasha district. Division in Gilgil division. Location, the same Gilgil location, and a sub location known as Mbaruk location. So it is I don't know how I can put it, but it is within like an escarpment. I don't know if you can remember when we were talking about Rift Valley escarpment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of a higher mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I come from, and yeah. But
so you come from the Hono. I have to insist on that.
But all my life was not in the Wonoi. After I did my my form 4 of my KCSE, I went to Nakuru. So all my life has been in Nakuru.
Yeah, but what we want to underline is you come from the Honoi, right?
Exactly. But anyway, I always want to emphasize on that, because when I was growing up, I was telling myself one time I want to go abroad, and I didn't have any place in mind or any know-how how I can go abroad or any place that I can go. And in my village, not even a single person, not even a single, even to date, I have no idea of people who are living in a place like US, Canada, wherever.
Really?
I have. So I was having that mind. I want to go, but I don't have that person that I can look unto. I don't have that person that can give me, morale or something. I don't understand. So coming from the Wonoi, it's a very, very good, something to be proud of, and show people that regardless of the smallest village that you come from, or maybe a different situation that you are going through or you can still make it. It's still possible.
Of course. Yeah. Me too. I come from what? I come from Deya. Deya. So I'm laughing at the Honoi, and on the other side, Deya, people laugh at Deya. But you know what? All the way from Deya to US.
Oh, exactly. We are
all the way from the Honoi to Australia.
Exactly, and
it doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Now, before we end this video, let me give you 1 minute and you give hope to that person who is back in Africa and he or she is willing to go abroad. Let it be Canada, UK, US, Australia. Talk to that person and give that person hope.
I always have one thing in mind, and I always have a very, very positive about it. I mean, I'm very, very positive about it. If it's not working out where you are students and you're in Kenya and it's not working out well for you, there are other options. There are different options. Options that you can try to explore. If you did your studies, or you finish your bachelor, you finish your degree, you finish your master's, and you think that you've been tamarking for a very long period of time and you're not getting a job, it's not just Kenya that has that type of job. Maybe you are a teacher, you are a doctor, you are a nurse. It's not only Kenya that can offer you a job. There are other countries. And you know what? Sometimes it's not even about money. It's about your time and the mind that you have about your career, or about the job that you want to do. Just go into Google, just spend time studying and looking what is happening across the world. Use this YouTube. There are so many people giving information on YouTube. So you just don't have to sit down and say, you know what, kazi rikosa, what this and this happened to me. Don't just sit down and wait for things to come for you, manze. You have to wake up, you have to stand up and fight and push it to the end.
Yes. The best thing is to take a step.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Sammy, for coming to our today's show.
Thank you so much.
And before we end, can you tell these people to subscribe to Shiko Hope TV?
Exactly, from wherever you are and from wherever you're catching Shiko from, this is Shiko Hope TV. And all I'm telling you is that this is the high time that you want to know about USA, Canada, Australia. You can see Shiko is going all over the world. So make sure you hit that subscription button, turn on the notification button, be part of these growing families. You don't know what this channel has got for you. So make sure you are part of them, and God will bless you.
Exactly. And after subscribing here, let's go to Real Life Abroad and subscribe there. Don't forget to leave a comment that you're coming all the way from Shiko Hope TV. Guys, that marks the end of this video. And we hope that you have been inspired and give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bye bye.
Bye bye.